Hello, everybody. This is Strict9 with Strict9 GP, and this is episode 12 of my Out of the Park Baseball 18 playthrough with the Philadelphia Phillies. And we are still hanging tough in the National League Championship Series, but we're down 3-2, and we're in Milwaukee for at least the next 2 games if it goes that far. And it's been kind of up and down. I'm surprised in some ways that we're still in it compared when you consider the lineup that we're going against with Milwaukee. Their offense is so solid. They were 105 wins in the regular season, but we started out pretty decent. We were up 2-1 after 3 with 2 to play at home, and then their offense just kind of took off. And game 4 they won 10-5, and game 5 they won 5-1 to bring it back to Milwaukee with them in the lead. And the story has really been for us. A few guys have been playing well in this series. Ailman is looking really good, batting .450, a couple home runs. Even Mast coming off the bench has been pretty good, 2 for 3 with a home run. Keenan Smith has looked pretty good. Juan Ochoa has a couple of home runs. But the pitching has been up and down. I think Shrimshire has been about the only starter who's given me a decent outing. And even the bullpen's gotten hit up quite a bit, especially Kane, who was probably the hero of the division series. He's only been used 1 game, and he gave up 4 runs, I think, in that 1 inning that he pitched. On the flip side, Kevin Dowdell is just tearing it up, and he's injured. He's doing all this while he's got a strained hamstring. But he was the MVP of the division series for them. I think he's almost a lock to be the MVP of this series. Look at that, 10 for 16, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. I can't get him out. I've tried just walking him when he comes up, but unfortunately, the rest of the lineup is so good. You can see some of these other numbers here. 364 batting average, 353, a couple guys, several guys above 300. Their offense is just so good that every time Dowdell comes up, there's runners on base, so I can't really even afford to pitch around him. And he's just doing phenomenally well. I think he is almost a lock to win the MVP of the regular season. That's kind of the player that he is. He had a great year, and that's the story so far. And I know it's going to be really tough for me to win. And I'm hoping I can at least push a game 7 here and on the road, and at least make it, even more competitive. I'm still pretty happy that I've gotten this far, and I hope this has saved my job, and maybe this will look good going into the next season. Maybe we can make some pickups in the off season that'll help us out. But I think it really kind of brings home the fact that I don't have a number 1 starter, and that's something I've talked about throughout this playthrough. My starting lineup or starting pitching staff was really balanced, top to bottom, from that 1 to 5 position. But right now I need a stopper. I need somebody who's going to go in there and dominate, and I just don't have anybody who can do that. And even Rhea got injured, and he's not going to be able to pitch the rest of the season, or not the rest of the series. So it's going to come down to some guys who have really been up and down all year for me. So let's go ahead and get it started. This could be the last game of the season for me, but hopefully not. The big question so far, or the big question going into the game, is who I'm going to start. Gowdy hasn't been all that great throughout the playoffs. I'm going to be going up against a lefty. So I think, for me, I may just leave it as it is, because Oviedo has started to hit. He's hitting 345 in this series, so he's looked pretty good. Tyler Freeman, let me see. I may change my mind there and go with Nova. Yeah, I think I'll go with Nova, at least to start. He has some power. He has more power than Freeman, so that'll be a good choice. And then Aylman is definitely getting the start over Josh Mast. Evan White will be playing Ochoa, McMillan, Barge. The rest of the lineup looks good, but the question now is, do I go with Gowdy or Lugfield? I could go with Shrimshire, and I think I definitely want him available in that last game, but he pitched 4 days ago. I don't really want to risk him. Lugfield is rested. Gowdy is rested. I think I'm going to go with Lugfield, just because he's had a little bit better season than Gowdy. And I know they're stacked against me. I really need that lefty to pitch, but I'm just hoping I can make it to Game 7 and Shrimshire can come through. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll be batting off. I'll be leading off first. Vargas, who has been not too bad overall in the playoffs, but he's down 1-2 already. First batter, or first at bat. And Lansway has been pretty good. He strikes Vargas out. He may have been their best pitcher in the regular season. So Oviedo up next. Let's hope he can continue his hot streak. And he gets hit. So we got a runner on in the first inning. Lansway has a good hold rating. I'm just gonna leave him at first. And it drops. I thought that was going to be an easy out, but Nova's on now. First and second with Aylman up, who he has definitely been my hottest hitter this series. And he unloads, but I think it's going to be caught. Pretty good hit, but couldn't find the gap. And now Evan White's going to be my last chance here. He's down up 2-1, and he lines it out there. And that's going to bring a run home. So good start. So we're up 1-0 with Ochoa at the plate. He hasn't been too well against lefties. And he bloops it out to short right, but the second baseman is able to track it down. So we're on the board first. That's good. Let's hope that Lugfield has a career game here. And boy, that's the story of the series. He leads it off with a double. Gosh, they're so good offensively. And he's been kind of struggling. I'm just going to walk Dowdell. I don't see any point in letting him hit. Maybe I can play for the double play. They've got Lanning up, who has some power from that right side. So I'm going to play outfield to shift right. A weak shift right, but double play depth. Well, I don't know if we can do that. Double play depth. Let's see if that helps. And that did it. Wow, great play. So he hit it right where the guys were. So 2 out now with Santana up. So let's hope that we can get out of this inning. And we're not going to get out of this inning. They are dangerous all up and down this lineup. It's amazing how this team really developed like this. I'm going to play him to pull a little bit. And he drills it out the center. Looks like Vargas made the one-handed grab, so good play for him. But we're tied 1-1 now going into the second. McMillan leads it off. And a little grounder down to the first baseman, easy out. That brings up Barge, who is struggling in this series. He was MVP of the division series, but he's not doing too good. So he strikes out, and that brings up Lugfield, who's going to strike out too. So nothing in the second. And they've got Zane Alexander, who's hitting 353. I'm going to play him a little bit of a shift left, leave the outfield straight up. And he grounds it down to Nova. That'll be 1 up, 1 down. Barrero, he's a spray hitter. I'm just going to... Oh, he strikes him out. That's his first strikeout of the game. And this will bring up Womack, who's strikes out to end the inning. Good inning from Lockfeld. And I've got the top of the lineup leading off with Vargas, and he dribbles it out to the catcher, and wow, good play from the catcher to throw him out. Vargas has some good speed. Oviedo, who was hit his last time up, and he gets one to go between short and third, so he's on. He's now batting close to 400 in this series. Didn't expect that from him. Here's Nova. This could be a double play, and it is. So we're through 2.5 and still tied at 1, and they've got top of their lineup coming up. Coulter, who led it off with that double. I'm going to play the outfield to shift left and infield a weak shift left, and hopefully he hits it to one of these guys. And that's going to be a good play by Barge up the middle to get to that ball. So now I'm going to try to pitch to Dowdell. This could be, okay, first pitch, and he's on again. You cannot stop this guy. And that's landing in. I'm going to shift right and yeah, and just hope that okay, and he's all right. Good play by the shortstop. So he didn't get too much bad on that one. So now we're through 3. Juan Elman up. Still tied at 1. And he's going to be an easy out there to the shortstop. Evan White up now. Full count. And he unloads. And that's going to be a home run. That's his second home run of the playoffs. So he's had a pretty good playoff for me. And he might be a question in the offseason too. I don't think I've re-signed him. I think he's a free agent this year. And now Ochoa, let's see if he can do something against the lefty. And he strikes out again. That's his second strikeout of the game. So McMillan, hopefully he can keep it up. And he strikes out. But we did get a run, so we're up 2-1. And they've got Santana going up, who's got some power. I'm going to play him to shift a little bit in the infield. And he drills it out to the right, and that's going to get down for extra bases. He's batting over the 353. So they got Hillard and Alexander. I really don't want to walk this guy because they've got danger coming up. So I'm just going to play the infield in and the outfield to shift, or play the infield to shift. And he gets it down to the shortstop. That's going to bring the run on over to third. So 1 out now with Zane Alexander, who I think I'm going to walk. I know that puts Lockfeld's pitch count up there, but I'm going to play the infield in. I'm not going to play for the double play. And let's hope that we get lucky here. We're not going to get lucky. Well, he catches it, but great catch by Ochoa, but he couldn't get it back in the home in time. So it's 2-2 now. Yeah, another tough hit. That's going to be extra bases. And they're sending him home, and he's going to hold on to it. So it's 3-2 with the pitcher up. And he gets a hit. And that's going to bring in another run. It's 4-2. This Milwaukee team can't be stopped. I'd be very, very, very surprised if they don't win the World Series. I don't see how you beat them. I really don't. Yeah, Lockfell's done. So we're in the bottom of the fourth. I'm gonna visit the mound, but I don't think he's got plenty left. He says, but so I'm just gonna shift right and hope we get out of this inning. It's full count, and he gets under it, but I think it's gonna stay in. And Ochoa makes the last out. And Lockfeld, his pitch count is not that bad. It's just I think I'll have to take him out if I'm going to win the game. Barge is up, and a little dribbler down to the pitcher, and did he beat it? And he's safe. That may be his first hit of this series. That's yeah, it was. No, I'm sorry, looking at the wrong guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on, and I think I'm going to go with Poe and save Mast. I think Poe is he's 1 for 2 in the playoffs, so he has batted before, and that's going to be a double play. So nothing going there. 2 out with Vargas up. 1-1, little dribble to the pitcher, easy out. So now we're going to have to go with another pitcher. And I think I'm going to bring in Gowdy now. He may give me a couple innings. And he's down in trouble against the first batter. Down 3-1, and he walks him. So Santana up, who has some power, but I'm going to play the double play depth there. And he drills it to center. I don't know if Vargas can track it down, but he does. At least we have some good defense, really overall, infield and outfield. And for the most part, these guys will be here next year. Ochoa's signed. Vargas is coming off his rookie year, and I've got either Elman or Mast, whoever I want to go with, and left. This might be out of the park. And it is 5-1. 5-2, sorry. 6-2. Forgot there was a guy on base. Oh my gosh. There's no question my off season is going to be about how do I get a number 1 starter on this team. Why did he not catch that? Ochoa couldn't track it down. It looked like he had it lined up. So they continue to hit here. Bobby Womack, I'm going to walk him. I'm only going with Gowdy for this 1 inning. And he strikes out Lonsway to end it, but we're down 2 more runs. So down 6-2. And Oviedo's going to lead it off. They still have Lonsway out there, and that's going to be an easy out to the second baseman. So we're top of the 6th, starting to run out of outs. Nova up, he's down 1-2. Little dribbler to the third baseman, so 2 up, 2 down. And Elman, time for him to be a hero, but nope. 1-2-3 inning. That's about as good as it gets. I'm gonna let him hit the pitch to Coulter, and then I'll bring in a lefty to handle these next 2 guys. And Vargas tracks it down. For a minute there, I didn't think that was going to happen. So I'm going to bring in Ollis, who is my only lefty in the bullpen. That's another thing I'll probably need to address. See if he can get Dowdell out. And that's going to be to the gap, but I think Vargas, yep, he's going to track it down again. He's got some good range out there. Now landing up, he's got a full count, and he unloads. Oh my gosh. How did Milwaukee build this team? They are so dominant. That's his 3rd home run of the playoffs. But from first to their 6th spot in the lineup. They have their power. Their power is unbelievable. Even this guy, I use the 20 scale, so he's listed at 15 power. And Nova is going to gobble that one up. So we're down 7-2. I'm starting to think this is going to be it. This is going to be the end of my run for this year. And not a good sign when White, who had a home run his last time up, leads it off with a strikeout. Ochoa, little dribbler to the third baseman. They had him play to pull. And now McMillan, 0-2, nothing doing. We've just forgotten how to hit. We haven't really had 3 innings now. We've barely hit the ball. So I'm going to leave Ollis to pitch to him. He strikes him out. Good job. Now I think I'm going to bring... I really don't want Kane to end on the note that he ended on. So I'm going to bring him in, give him another chance to redeem himself. He's going to get Zane Alexander, who against righties is rated with 13 power. That's not too big of a deal. But he's got a full count going on him. And it's going to be a little blooper out to right field. So Kane has definitely struggled since that first series. Oh, he strikes out Marrero. And now we've got Ben Womack. See if he can get out of this one. And that's going to go through Barge's legs, I guess. So first and second. They're keeping Lansway in. And that's going to be down to the first baseman. He gets the force at second. So through 7, we're down 7-2. 7 runs for Milwaukee, 11 hits. And Barge had an infield hit his last time up, and he scorches it. Good job. I like what I'm seeing from him. That's against a lefty. So he's 2 for 4 now. 2 for 3, excuse me, in this game. So a good game for him. I think now I'm going to go with Mast, who I believe had a pinch hit home run the last game. Now they're going to bring in Morphew, who's a righty. I think he might be either a rookie or he hasn't pitched too much, only 13 innings career. He's at 2-2 on Mast. Mast pops up. It's like the second baseman's going to get there and grab that one. So 1 away. Oh, Vargas uncorks one. This could move the runner up, and Bard's going to tag and move into third. So now Oviedo, last chance. He's 2-2 and he strikes out. So nothing doing. And we've got the top of their lineup coming up. I think I'm going to go with Ketchum. He had a good rookie season for me. That's his first home run of the game, 3rd of the playoffs, and it's 8-2. And this is Dowdell. I'm going to pitch to him. There's no point right now. I'm not. And he strikes him out. So Ketchum doing what no other pitcher has done that I'm aware of in this whole series. A little grounder to the second baseman. Barge will get there and throw him out. So down to probably my last out defensively this year. And Ochoa's going to line that one up and catch it. So we're to the top of the 9th, down 8-2. I don't know if there's going to be any heroics here. I don't know if there's going to be anything miraculous happen, but we got Nova to lead it off. I'm going to give him a chance. And he bloops it out to left, and Dowdell is able to track it down. And now that brings up Aylman, who is 0 for 3 today. Still had a great playoffs. and he gets it out to left field. And I think Dowdell dives and catches it again. So last chance now, Evan White. It's 3-1, and he's going to draw the walk. So that'll bring up Ochoa. Wonder if they'll bring in a lefty. Nope, they're leaving Morphew in. Come on. Ochoa has 20 power, so that's the highest power rating you can have. And it's a full count, and he strikes out. That's how the series ends. Hate to see that, but overall we did not too shabby. To barely make the playoffs, 83 wins. We won our division for the first time since I've been in this playthrough when I started in 2017. So I hope that makes the owner happy and gives us something to build for in the off season. But we definitely going to have some moves we're going to need to make. I think pitching staff, I don't know how I'm going to shake it up, but offensively, I wouldn't mind having a power hitter or two in there, but we're going to have to get a number one starter somehow, and that's probably going to have to happen through free agency. But the way this game ended, White had a good game, 2 for 3. That big home run he had. Barge 2 for 3, Oviedo 1 for 3, Nova 1 for 4, and that was it. No other hits. So just 6 hits total. And for Milwaukee, they were just solid. I mean, St. Alexander, great game. Dowdell 1 for 4, which was kind of uncharacteristic for him. But Lonsway picked up the win, his second in the playoffs. Lockfeld wasn't that sharp. Gowdy definitely wasn't sharp. Zane Alexander got the player of the game. He had that home run in the 5th inning, which kind of, I don't think it broke it open, but that really put it out of our reach. So that's how it's going to go down. Kevin Dowdell, no surprise, he's the MVP. So now he's been the MVP of both series, and he's 2025 Most Valuable Player Award. I think he'll get it again. And then let me see how it's going to look in the American League. Tampa Bay was up 3-2 over Detroit. And are they still playing? Let me see here. Yeah. No, Detroit tied it up, so it's 3-3. But Tampa Bay wins in the 4th. They win in the 7th game. So they're going to the World Series again. Steve Bond was the hero for them. He had a great series. He's not much of a power hitter though, but he had a good series. I'm glad they got some good pitching, so it's going to be a good matchup. But I just don't see how you can stop Milwaukee. Justin Bellinger had a couple home runs, but that's how it'll go for the World Series. Tampa Bay will play against Milwaukee, and what I'll do is I'll send through that offline and probably go through the season awards and get up to around start of free agency or arbitration, and we'll pick it up from there and keep going with this playthrough. I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to see some of the things coming out about Out of the Park Baseball 19, but I'm starting to get excited for it, and I know that's going to impact probably the way I do my next playthrough, or at least how I finish this one. I don't know if I want to take this one into 19. I think I might want to start fresh, and I don't know if I'm going to start fresh with Phillies or with some other team. So if you're any subscribers out there, if you want to put your favorite team in the hat, or give me some suggestions of who you'd like to see on a playthrough when 19 comes out, let me know. But for now, I appreciate you guys watching and hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for subscribing. And let me know if you have any things you want to see in the next few episodes or the next playthroughs coming up. And I'll see you in episode 13. Thanks.